What's happening for him? I absolutely love Marvel's Spider-Man, and I don't think that's a surprise if you've been on this channel before, okay? I love the first game, I love Miles Morales. I still love Spider-Man 2 with a couple of stipulations in there, but I love them all. One of the things that I was super psyched about when it came to Spider-Man 2 was obviously that we had 2 Spider-Men, and the first thing that came to mind was, holy shit, co-op. So, that didn't happen, and it's very sad. But it's okay, because there was a leak that happened, and I don't want to talk about the leak because I feel really bad about it. It was a really shitty thing that happened. But one of the things that we saw was something called the Great Web. The Great Web was a pitch for a spider MMO, basically. And the trailer looked so cool that I couldn't help but think, wow, Sony fucking hates money. And since then, I have been craving a Marvel Spider-Man multiplayer experience because I really think it could work well, not just gameplay wise, but also within the world. We got Cindy Moon coming in. We got Miles. I don't know what Peter's doing. Okay, Peter, he's having a midlife crisis. He's doing something. Maybe we introduce Paul so we can get MJ out of the picture, and then he has nothing better to do but be Spider-Man. Maybe that's the way we go. I don't know. Thankfully, my prayers were answered, but not by Insomniac as they usually are. Instead, this time, by a mod. And the best part is, it's free. Sorta. What I'm talking about is a mod by somebody named, I'm gonna look over in my script on the right here. HBGDA. I actually interviewed Mr. Higidaba, and I should have asked how to pronounce the name, but I didn't. Sorry, interview later in this video. Also, I forgot, but thanks to this comment, Tubbs is going on my shoulder. You're welcome. So the thing about this mod is that it's actually in beta, so it's still in development, it's still very rough around the edges, but you can play the game with up to 16 people, which is nuts. That's on MMO scale. Not entirely, but definitely more than, say, a regular multiplayer game that lets you go up to 3 people or something like that. You can do bases, side missions with them, and they're working on supporting the main campaign, but the main campaign is still very wonky at the moment. But they do have some features that help with that, like a teleport button and other various fixes. I think the actual quality of this mod is great. Yes, there are still a lot of rough patches, but the general connection of the entire thing, I was playing with people that were at times like across the world and had no connection issues whatsoever. There's a tiny bit of desync, but not enough to really feel like a mod, if that makes sense. It feels like a proper multiplayer expansion. The best part is, it also comes with some extra quality of life features. You know what I love about Marvel Spider-Man 2? Being able to turn off the swing assist. Sure, it changes fuck all, but it feels good for about 10 minutes. And I also wish you could actually hold on to the line in that game. Like when you do a loop-de-loop, you can only swing full once. The second time now they cut you off. You're allowed fun, not too much fun, okay? Slow down. In this mod, however, there's unlimited fun because they let you hold on to the web as long as you want, even if it looks janky, even if it looks bad, because the game was never really designed for that, but the freedom alone is great, and they allow you to turn off the swing assist, which feels good. It's also compatible with other mods, okay? My Marvel Spider-Man by now is basically unrecognizable. It has different combat animations, swinging animations, different suits. I play it all the time on my Steam Deck, and it is completely different from the vanilla game, and half of the file size by now is just mods, but it works great with them. Now again, this is very early in development, so do expect a lot of glitches, issues, crashes. It actually took me about 45 minutes to actually get myself up and running. I ran into basically every possible bug you could, though I was told that it was not the typical experience. I will say the team is planning on updating the mod a ton, and they're planning to release it in a full playable state, hopefully within the next year, and they're planning on adding it to Marvel Spider-Man 2 as well. Now, I mentioned that getting started with this mod is sort of difficult, but thankfully, the Discord is so helpful. Shouts to a guy named Spider Sans Goku in there. He helped me the whole way. Again, it was 45 minutes of this guy teaching me how to get this shit set up, because you might think, the video game guy, he plays video games all day, he knows what he's doing. I'm the most tech illiterate person you've ever met, okay? I hardly figure out how to use this camera. And they were so nice in there helping me get things set up and just being kind, you know what I mean? Because I asked a lot of stupid questions and they didn't make fun of me for that. Unlike you guys always make fun of me for being bald. Hey, wait a minute. Did you type something in the comments saying, oh, looks like Lex Luthor. Looks like the Michelin Man. Looks like Mr. Clean. You know, that's why I like you. Not only are you funny, you're original too. Now, there is a catch. I kind of alluded to this early on, which is that it is going to be free, but it's not free right now. Right now, you have to subscribe to their Patreon, which is $10. And I know people get up in arms about mods being paywalled, and I totally get that because modding at its core is meant to be a passion-first endeavor. However, I think it is fine in this case because one, this is a mod that will revolutionize the game. Like, this will completely change the way you play the game, and it'll breathe new life into those games. Much like the Dark Souls and Elden Ring co-op mods, that completely changed. I've replayed the series like 3 times this year because I've been playing it with different people with that co-op mod. And the other thing is that this is going to be free. Once it is more stable, it's going to be free. However, for right now, the developer said that they're putting it behind the paywall because they want to give something to the people that supported them, and because it's really just not ready yet. Now, in spite of this being free eventually, I really do think you should support this mod because, again, changes the way you play the game. It's so much fun playing with other people, and the novelty didn't even wear off. Like, it just felt like, yeah, this is the new way to play the game. And if somebody wants to try it, I have a link in the description that is a 1-month gift to their Patreon. So if you have the game on PC, you want to try this mod, but you maybe don't have the money to give it a shot, there you go. First come, first serve. Trivia intermission. Did you know that you can save 20% off on G Fuel if you use code ThatBoyAqua at the checkout? You can get hype sauce. All right, you can get Hasune Miku, Miku's Sweet Melodies. Not bad. Click the link in the description. I got other flavors. I don't know where they went. I think my wife took them to work. Click the link in the description in order to grab yourself some. And if you do, you'll be supporting the channel and, I don't know, locking in for your next Counter-Strike game. Okay, back to the video, sorry. Now, as mentioned, I got the chance to interview the creator of this mod. We were supposed to meet on call, but that didn't end up working out with our schedules because of the fucking UK people, am I right? And so we ended up just doing it over text messages. I asked, what inspired you to start this mod? And the creator, LDD565, who I'm going to call L from now on because I don't want to deal with that, and their Patreon name, Habigadib. All right, bro, between you and I, we got to work on branding a little bit. This is tough. As Spider-Man fans, we've always been in the same boat as the rest of the community, wanting a multiplayer game or mode, but kind of accepting the fact that it might never happen officially. So it just happened that SSG and a few others were really passionate about making it happen and convinced us to work on making it a reality. I then asked, what is the hardest challenge for the mod right now? L said, in general, just finding the time to work on it. It takes a lot of dedication and long sessions to find and fix issues or figure out how to add new features, which can be difficult to carve out of what little free time we have to begin with. It's quite difficult to be consistent with progress, so even simple things can take a long time to address. I then asked, are there going to be other features like turning off the swing assist added to this mod? We have a lot of ideas for the future. Multiplayer is of course the priority, but our ultimate goal is to breathe new life into the game that we all love. The biggest part of working on multiplayer is understanding how the game works, and that gives us a lot of freedom to add new features. So yes, you can expect more features that aren't directly multiplayer related to pop up over time. I then asked, and this is the question I was most curious about, how many hours have been poured into the mod so far? Said, that is a difficult question to answer honestly, but several hundred at least. I then asked, why did you choose to mod this game instead of Spider-Man 2? At the time we started development, the PC port for Marvel Spider-Man 2 hadn't been announced, though I think regardless we may have made the same decision. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered just has a lot more content, and the replay value of that content is better overall, in our opinion. It lets us prioritize working on the mod as opposed to adding new content for the mod. I then asked the question you probably were all looking forward to, which was, when do you think the mod is going to be free and out for everybody? They said, it's difficult to say. We want to make sure it's a lot more stable and it has more features implemented, so it largely depends on how much time we get to spend on it. But we don't want to keep it under Patreon forever. We're doing this for the community, and we want everyone to be able to experience it. If we aren't able to meet our goals within a reasonable time, we will set a date at which point we will release it as is. My best guess for that would be the end of 2025 or early 2026. I then asked if he had any message for you guys, and he said, first, a massive thank you to everyone who's decided to support this project. We never expected the sheer scale of interest that the mod would bring, and it has been absolutely amazing seeing so many people enjoying the thing we worked on for the last year. It genuinely means the world to us, and we're grateful for the support. Second, if anyone is considering supporting to access the beta, please make sure that it's right for you. It's a beta, it's buggy, and we don't want to misrepresent or cause disappointment. If you are fine with troubleshooting and reporting issues, we welcome you and the feedback you can provide. If you prefer to wait for a stable experience, that is absolutely fine, and we will be working hard to get it to that stage so everyone can enjoy it. And that about concluded our interview, and I just want to say that this felt really good. You know, this is another reason why I don't mind the $10 paywall for the early access, because it's so clear that this is a passion project above all else, and they're not trying to gouge people for money. I know that people get weird about paid mods, but this is paid only for right now. It's the same thing that I do with my videos. I put them on Patreon early for the people that support me there, but they still come out like 3 or 4 days later. And so I think it's important to keep that in mind when we're talking about the price of entry. And so I wonder, have you been playing this mod? What is your experience with it? My experience personally has been absolutely great. I've been loving it, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. The moment they get it where you can play most of the campaign, it's gonna be amazing. We played through the opening mission, and it was great. We then also played through the boss fight between Rhino and Scorpion, but for some reason my OBS just didn't like it. I don't know what the fuck it is, okay? For some reason, my computer just gets mad at me, and it doesn't want to record it. So the footage looks like this. I'm not even gonna bother, okay? Anyways, I also like that in the cutscenes, you can see both you and your other character at the same time. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see where this mod goes, and I really hope we get something like this for Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Miles Morales, because I love those games just as much as I love this one. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank you to my lovely patrons who support this channel, and I hope you have a good one.
Freedom.